It's your boy Smiley Tower. We in the house with Chicago Street TV. Stay tuned for this fire ass interview. We about to drop this shit right now, baby. Let's go. Well, Smiley Tower started initially when I first started Smiley Tower. It was all right at the time. I had some dispensable money, I guess you would say, and I always had a love for hip hop, but I always felt I feel like I always had 2 feet, two left feet, where I didn't have no rhythm, so I didn't have no confidence in myself. But I was surrounded by people who were rapping, my cousin, my homie, a few of my homies. And that's when I kind of came up with the decision to come up with Smiley Tower. And originally, I was just supposed to be the wallet, the financial. I was supposed to be just the money behind it. I wasn't even supposed to be known who I was. And so I started the label, Smiley Tower. And just to give a little more insight on what Smiley Tower is, if you're familiar with water towers and how certain cities kind of brand their state or their city, not their state, their city. If you're familiar with Rosemont, I feel like a lot of people know where Rosemont is at in Illinois. It's where Allstate Arena is at. That's where a lot of artists do their shows or whatever. But a water tower is something they have in the city or whatever. And Rosemont, they have a rose on theirs. In my city, Calumet City, that's where I'm from, we got a smiley on our face, Smiley Tower. And that's how I came up with my shit. I was trying to adapt something that was known to the area, but still kind of cool as fuck, you know? So if you didn't know what Smiley was, it was still kind of cool, but if you know the roots, that's what it is. Is that Smiley Tower was kind of built off the area where I'm from, you know? A suburb south of Chicago, which still ain't nothing sweet. It ain't sweet in Cal City, I'll tell you that. But, you know, it's heavily populated by Latinos. I would say Cal City is very Latino populated. And when I came about coming up with the name, I wanted something to have some meaning, especially from where I'm from, you know, because a lot of people just glorify Chicago so much in so many different ways, but I mean, I'm very close proximity. We 5 minutes south of Chicago, so you could already expect what it is, you know? Chicago has its own reputation, but Cal City ain't too far off.
Does that happen?
Well, no, actually, how I started rapping, I actually started Smiley Tower. Smiley Tower was actually a label. That's how I started Smiley Tower. I had went through some shit. I went through some shit with the cops, and I had this money, and I invested in Smiley Tower as a label. That's how Smiley Tower started. It was a label first, and that was with my cousin, a couple of my homies. But ultimately, through the times, it was like I had to focus on me, and it wasn't really. It didn't work out as a crew slash group, and yeah, I started Smiley Tower that way. Well, actually, honest, before that, it was actually my Uncle Miguel who kind of put me on to the hip hop. You know, I grew up in a household with my mom. She was, you know, every mom listens to something while they cleaning and shit, and it was usually Enrique Iglesias or some Marco Antonio Solis, something like that. That's what I grew up listening to. And it was until I kind of got a little more closer to my Uncle Miguel that he put me onto the Latin hip hop, the Chicano hip hop, shit, Pac, Biggie. He introduced me to that. And yeah, man, I feel like that was my introduction to hip hop, or that was through my Uncle Miguel. So my mother, She's from Guadalajara. My dad, he's from Zacatecas, Jalisco. And yeah, that's where we from.
You've been to Mexico before?
Actually, yeah, as when I was 14, I actually got into some shit in Chicago where I had to get up out of here. Well, my mother thought I had to get up out of here. And I lived actually in Guadalajara for a year. And actually, I kind of credit that to giving me my Spanish accent, I guess, in a way. Because when I moved out there, I had gotten into some shit as a youngin' out here. And my mom was like, man, we got to ship your ass out, you know? So I moved out there when I was 14. I stayed in Guadalajara for a year. I started in school over there. I went like on some, I kind of went on, I started from the bottom. So like, I did the whole kindergarten, first, second, third, whatever it is in Mexico, but I would do that every kind of like 2 weeks to see my progression till I got to where I was at, kind of, I guess will be high school, will be la secundaria or something like that. I got to that point where I was kind of just staying there. But before that, I was doing like every 2, 3 weeks, I was doing first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, shit like that. But that, I honestly credit that to me being able to speak Spanish the right way, being able to write all that shit. You know, I did it from first, like kindergarten, first grade or whatever it is to in Mexico or whatever. And that's how I learned how to read and write in Spanish, was through that. And yeah, I credit my tia Chuya to that, man. I love her so much, man. I miss her so much, man. I miss being in Mexico. That shit was dope. That little year I spent in Mexico was dope. I feel like it humbled me a lot. So Joselito, man, I kind of, I came across him on Instagram. Bro's funny as hell, man. Funny as hell, man. He funny as hell. And I hit him up. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm doing this Latin rap shit. I think it would be a good look. And I hit him with a track. He fucked with it. He sent back some fire. And we made seis tiros. That's what we did. Well, actually, so with G, we had a mutual friend that knew him, knew me, and the homie presented him to me. He was like, hey, bro, you need to fuck with King Lil G. Like, he's popping, he's, you know, whatever. And at first, when he presented him to me, I thought it was a little weird, his name, you know, especially with Chicago politics. You know, we influence heavy with the politics out here. So when I heard King and G in the same line, it was a little weird, you know, but I checked them out and I was like, damn, bro got that shit, you know? And I reached out. So bro, when he came to me, he was like, hey man, check this guy King Lil G out. He's fire, you know? And I peeped his shit. He showed me this interview he did with what's that one shit? He did an interview, I forget who it was, what the outlet was. But in the interview, he stated that he's trying to work with Latino artists. And if you got that shit, hit him up. So we hit him up. I emailed him. And he hit me back. And he was like, yeah, like, I'm definitely trying to big up the raza, you know? And at the time, it was still kind of early in the Smiley Tower shit. And he proposed a business proposition, and we moved forward with it. And I ended up getting actually a song with him and his artist, MC Sinatra, which both were fire records, you know? And well, yeah, that's kind of how I got introduced to him, because when they introduced him to me, I was a little iffy on it, because I didn't, when he got introduced to me, especially with his name and our politics in Chicago, King Lil G, it kind of weirded me out, you know? But once I peeped his catalog, I was like, damn, bro got that shit. Like, he got that shit. He's actually kind of fire.
Working with him.
All right, so this was probably 2018, around 2018. My bro hit me up and he was like, hey, check this guy out, King Lil G. And I want to say I actually heard about him before, but I didn't dive in like that. And then when my bro presented to me, he was like, check this guy out. I looked at his shit and I'm like, damn, bro got that shit. And I felt like it was a good move. I hit him up through email. He hit me back, and shit, the rest was history, man.
Where was it shot at?
Yeah. So by the time we did Legal Alien, I had already did Scandal with him, with bro. And Scandal was a home run. If I could say it in less words, it was a home run. And so I was like, you know what? Let's lay something up in Spanish. And that's what I proposed to him. I said, hey, let's lay something up in Spanish. And one thing I would credit G for is that around the time of Illegal Alien, we had a personal meeting, me and him, and he explained to me how business and friendships, how we should draw lines in those. Because once you become a little more than a friend, I guess you could say, an acquaintance, I could say, business is involved, and you know, shit could kind of get a little funky. So he presented to me, he said, hey, and this is a big lesson that I credit Big Bro a lot to this, because I feel like it helped me out a lot, was that he said, in this rap shit, let's draw a boundary and a line between what's business and what's a friendship. And reason being because that's where a lot of things can go wrong, is not knowing boundaries and not knowing where we stand as a friendship. So he kind of put me on game with the business side, I guess you could say. And I credit him for that a lot. And ultimately, working with bro was a dope ass experience, man. I'm blessed. I feel very blessed. And I guess more than anything, I'm very thankful to me, bro. Honestly, because a lot of people, especially, you know, I've heard a lot of controversy lately with him and with a bunch of the other OGs, but my experience has been a little different with him, and it's been nothing but love, man. It's been nothing but love, and I feel like bro kind of put me on the game, told me what to do, what not to do, and how to go about certain situations. And if you could see, the music has only got better and better, man. So if anything, I could credit him for that. And bro's just been a cool dude, man. Ever since we met, it's been nothing but love. He's been showing me the ins and outs of this shit. And yeah, we got 3 successful projects under our belt. Shit, I'm just trying to work off that.
Guys verse, or was that all your guys on your own?
So Illegal Alien came about one night. I was it's one of my regular nights where I just write, you know. I try to take a couple hours of my weekend, I would say, to dedicate to writing, you know. And I had, for some reason this week, I was like, let me try something in Spanish. And I came up with Illegal Alien. And well, at first it was a freestyle because I was just writing. And actually when I wrote it, I was so kind of impressed by it, and already having kind of a relationship with G. So this is what I would do. When I established my relationship with G, you know, through a few mutual friends, anytime I would come up with a concept that I thought was fucking stupid fire, I would send it to G. Sometimes I get a response, sometimes I wouldn't. And when I sent the Legal Alien, he was like, bro, like, we have to do this. Like, I have to be on this. So, yeah, I originally came up with the Legal Alien as a freestyle. I was just fucking around one day. I put on a Taste Beat by Tyga. It was Tyga, yeah. Taste Beat by Tyga. I was playing that one, and I felt like the motherfucker wrote itself. And I was so confident in it, I sent it to G within the hour. I would say it was probably within the hour. He was like, bro, I gotta do this. Like, this is the one. And so yeah, I sent him Illegal Alien. He fucking bodied that shit. I can't even lie, he bodied that shit. And well, actually prior to that, prior to me sending it to him, because I initially recorded Illegal Alien to the Taste Freestyle. It was the instrumental, the Taste instrumental. That's what I recorded Illegal Alien to. And I showed him that. And he was like, yeah, this is the one. So that's when we reached out to my label mate, Escupe. I said, bro, I got this one. So to give you a little, I guess, insight on how I create. So I use YouTube as an idea starter. You know, I go on YouTube, I find some fire ass beats. I record to them. We record. So initially, this is what I do. I go on YouTube, I find some beats, I'll write to them, we'll record to them, we'll strip the beat, and then I have my producer come through and just keep the same BPM, and then we just build off that. And that's how Illegal Alien kind of came about. Well, I'm not gonna try to sit here and be too cocky and say I expected it, but I really did, because our first project, it just did so well. It did so well, and the very little preparation I felt like I had for it. And the second one, which was Illegal Alien, it was just like, everything just felt so natural. And especially with the guidance I had from bro, G, that I feel like it only helped, you know? Bro, Vel, so dope. So dope, bro. So dope. So that was actually, that situation presented itself through my management, LA High. And working with her was such a dope experience, bro. She got bars for days. She's creative as fuck. The video, it was just so much fun working with her. So much fun working with Vel, man. She's dope as hell. If y'all don't know who she is, Vel the Wonder, check her out, man. Hip hop, she got it. She got it. She got it. And yeah, I'm very grateful to work with her, man. Check us out. It's called Maria. And yeah, that's our project we have together.
What was it like working with him?
With Self, bro, Self is the fucking homie, bro. I can't even. Self is the homie. And to give a little backstory on Self, me and him. It was a point in time. I think it was 2018, 2019, around that time. I was actually managed by the same management company as him. And LA High, shout out LA High, shout out Rob, that's the homie. Still to this day, that's the homie. Rob, LA High. I hope you see this shit, Rob. But yeah, LA High was dope, man. LA High was dope. And that's how I met Self. We did a few tracks. Number love from Self, bro. Self is the homie, bro. Self is the fucking dog, bro. Alex Wiley, man. Actually, that's the homie, bro. That's my motherfucking dog, bro. Actually, with Alex Wiley, when I first linked up with him, I was actually selling him weed, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. And this was before I was even an artist. I linked with bro. I had actually met him at the Forge in Joliet. That's where I met him for the first time. I told him I had this bud shit. I was selling him weed, and that's how we linked, bro. Now we doing music and shit. I probably have to think of drinking to that one, bro. The one that really hit my heart, that I feel like really touched me in a sense, I guess, was In the Mud. And that's about my cousin who passed. Even to this day, like, I performed it twice. And both times I felt like I wanted to cry, man. I miss my cousin, bro. Shit. The biggest show, probably The Breaks, Wu-Tang, G, Talib. It was pretty epic, bro. The energy. That's probably the most receptive crowd I've ever had. The Breaks, Chicago. From what I was told, I think it was 3,500 in attendance. Obviously, G was there. Talib was there. Vic Mensa was there. Twister was there. A bunch of Chicago legends, bro. Bunch of Chicago legends.
What was it like being backstage with these artists?
Love. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. Stand-up guys, man. That's all I can say about these guys. And yeah, just nothing but love, man. Currently, right now, no. Right now, no. I recently got out of the managing publish deal with LA High, and that was 2018 to 2020. But nothing but love over there too. LA High, Rob, I fuck with you, bro. I fuck with you, bro. No, not necessarily a specific reason, but I'm growing and I'm learning as I'm going, you know? And especially with this hip hop shit, like, I feel you gotta take the lessons in stride, you know? And I feel like that short period with LA High was very influential. It put me on hella game. I appreciate it. I'm very grateful for it. And yeah, nothing but love, man. Bro, LA High, that's where I was at. Yeah, all I can say is nothing but love, man. When I actually went to business with LA High, who was my management for about 2 years, I actually met bro through G. And we did at that time, I believe, I'm not sure right now, so don't quote me on this shit, but at that time, I was on the same label as Provoked and the Scoop, the world-renowned Scoop, man. He's a dope-ass producer. If you guys don't know who he is, dope-ass, sick-ass producer, man. And yeah, around, I want to say 18 through 20, I was with LA High.
Do you want to elaborate more on Scoop?
At Scoop, man, fuck. Sick-ass producer, bro. Sick-ass producer. And I felt it was an advantage I had being with the label I was on, was being able to work with a Scoop. Bro's just so fucking talented, man. And yeah, it was actually through a Scoop that I attained my first million views, which was Illegal Alien. Was actually produced by a Scoop through my label mate.
Modelo has partnered with RSVP Gallery and the Chicago White Sox to develop a capsule collection celebrating the storied baseball franchise and the fighting spirit of the city behind it. Born from Don C. and Virgil Abloh's passion for art, music, and fashion, RSVP began as a boutique and evolved into a pillar of the community and culture. The collection consists of staple streetwear items, a tracksuit, beanie, and socks. Taking inspiration from Dia de los Muertos, the apparel represents both the culture it was born out of and the people that made it possible. The fighting spirit, that's RSVP Gallery, that's Modelo, that's Chicago.
Actually, yeah, bro. I'm from the South Side, baby. We South Side till we die. So hell yeah, we White Sox fans. But to that, actually, it was my homie Dave. Once again, my homie Dave the Slacker, bro. He put me on. And he hit me up. He was like, hey, bro, I got this situation with Modelo. I feel like you're a good look, especially with Latino. I guess that's what they were reaching out for, was Latinos that are actually making shit shake in Chicago. So he hit me up. And actually, you know what? Before I get to that, let me show what bro did for me. So this right here is actually a piece of Dave the Slacker. My wallet he did for me. Genuine leather. Louis V print with the logo. You see it? That's Dave the Slacker. If you zoom in right there, that's Dave the Slacker, boy.
Now or just a new look?
Nah. I mean, as you can see, I always got my shit braided, but I mean, you guys can check out how my shit look with my hair down, you know? I fuck with it, so you guys get the little treat.
English or Spanish, or is there a combination?
Nah, definitely not. It's not just English. I do Spanish shit. I do English shit, and I'm actually right now. What I'm gearing up to drop next is actually something not even hip hop. This next joint I'm gonna drop, probably the second joint, not the next one. The second joint I'm gonna drop. Best way to describe it, EDM pop. EDM pop, I think, is the way to describe it. It's a little different. It's a little different. Not something y'all probably expect, but I do it all, man. So definitely not drill. Definitely not drill. And I feel a little more Latin hip hop in that lane. And overall, just vibes, bro. If I could define my shit, it's vibes. Oh yeah, oh yeah. We working on so much right now. We working on so much. So right now, I got a few visual projects in the work. Y'all could be ready. In a few, we gonna be ready. I got my nephew over here, my shooter Nasty, Lil Nasty. He's working on a few visuals for me. We gonna make some noise with those.
So who was all that you brought here into the studio, into the interview?
Today, I got my shooter Nasty. I got my oldest son, Junior, and my youngest, Joel. This is my support right here. This who keeps me going. I let it out the bag, shit. I got some of my homie Peso Peso out of Houston. South Walker, y'all know. That's gonna be something special. But I got a bunch of shit. I got King Los. I got King Los in the cut. I got the homie Wiley still. Me and Wiley got some shit we about to drop. And a bunch of my own shit is ready to go. Ask my nephew. Ask my shooter. Shooter, when OTP ready. When Purpose ready.
Summertime.
There you go. Summertime. Hey, show my shooter though. Show my shooter. Where you at, shooter?
Hey, we need a cut.
That's my nephew right there. That's family. That's blood. That's blood. Smiley_Tower on Instagram. Everywhere else, Smiley Tower. Catch your boy, man. We got nothing but hot shit dropping. We got the homie Chicago Street TV interviewing your boy. Why you think? Why you think? Because he's making shit shake in this bitch. That's why.